Welcome to my American History Notes, where I read from things I've learned about American history that I wanted to share with you. Things that, and I might draw conclusions you might not agree with. You might even be offended by them. But the point is that you have your own conclusions that you draw from studying American history. I hope you'll find some of these things interesting enough that you'll want to go investigate them and see for yourself. So we're in arts and literature, music, and things like that in the 1800s and on. Um, in American history. So let's talk about, we get through this and we'll talk about important Native Americans and important Latino Americans, Latino, Latina. And we have special topics. We have civil rights, women's rights, gay rights. We have all kinds of things to discuss coming up. So in 1849 in New York, James Bogardus builds the first prefab home. I sold prefab homes. I sold modular homes, homes that were systems built. So this is pretty interesting to me when it first was thought of or thought done. But it's also mentioned in the Bible. The original temple that Solomon built was systems built home, system built temple. It was built separately and brought to the site and assembled. So anyway, Elisha Graves Otis of Otis Elevator fame. Look down the next time you get in an elevator. You might see his name. Patents the safety elevator in 1852, which allows for the construction of skyscrapers. Between 1857 and 1887, urban planner Frederick Law Olmsted designed Central Park in New York City. He also would write a very, very good narrative about his explorations through the Cotton Kingdom, through the South. A very, very important book. Henry Hobson Richardson designs the 7-story Marshall Field wholesale store in Chicago between 1885 and 1887. The first skyscraper, the Home Insurance Building, is built in Chicago in 1885, designed by architect William Jenney. It's a 10-story steel frame marble building. In 1885, the Washington Monument is completed, the tallest at 553 feet masonry building in the world. In the same year, Henry David Thoreau publishes the essay that will become known as Civil Disobedience, spurred by his opposition to the Mexican War. He then publishes A Week on the Concord and Merrimack Rivers. Another protest work is produced in 1852 when Harriet Beecher Stowe publishes the anti-slavery Uncle Tom. Sorry about that. Uncle Tom's Cabin, which becomes one of the all-time bestsellers and inspires traveling acting troops acting it out. The Anti-Liquor, 10 Nights in a Barroom and What I Saw There, is published in 1854 by Timothy Shea, author. In 1858, becomes a play by William Pratt. Continuing with the idea of protesting something, poet Walt Whitman will publish his anti-corruption and business prose work, Democratic Vistas, in 1871, attacking the excesses of the Gilded Age. Henry Adams' novel, Democracy, published in 1880, is also an attack on corruption in that period. In the 1850s, dime novels become popular in the United States, and in 1872, Ned Buntline, the pen name of Edward Zane Carroll Judson, publishes The Scouts of the Plains, one of the more than 400 dime novels he has created with glorifying heroes of the West. He is credited with glorifying heroes of the Old West. Sometime in 1850, the 1850s decade, Nathaniel Hawthorne and Herman Melville meet and influence each other's writing. I'd love to see a movie about that meeting, notably in Melville's Moby Dick and Hawthorne's The House of Seven Gables. Hawthorne publishes The Scarlet Letter in 1850. In 1852, he publishes The Blythedale Romance based on his experiment living on a commune called Brook Farm 2 decades earlier. The next year, he publishes Tanglewood Tales. The same year, Melville publishes his classic, my favorite, Bartleby the Scrivener. Incredible book. It applies to today as it did then. You just put computers in it rather than just paper and pen. You get the same. It's a great book. Great story, short story. So Hawthorne publishes The Marble Fawn in 1860. So I'm going to stop there. I have so much information, so many names, so many people that should not be forgotten. I want these people to be remembered. Somebody to go, hey, they're not famous maybe now, but at one time they were all over the newspaper. So I just hope that you'll think about studying this on your own. And I thank you. I look forward to talking to you again.